Doomguard, the battle rages on between Doom's forces and the insurgents. Peter Quill, Reed Richards, and his doppelganger from the parallel Earth are on their way to join the fight, but a Hulk appears out of nowhere and takes out the engines. Elsewhere on the battlefield, the Maestro and his army of Hulks have laid waste to Doom's front lawn. The Maestro looks upon Doom's throne and is ready to take it for himself. But Ben Grimm, the Thing, appears behind the future Hulk. Grimm is on his way towards Doomguard to settle old scores. It appears that something was in his way. Explosions echo throughout Doom's land, but the loud burst caught the attention of the Black Swan. The rebels have reached the castle. Doom commands his loyal Swan to take care of it. He now returns his focus towards the battlefront. Terrax, the servant of the World Eater, finally found his master, but this isn't the Galactus he knew and worshipped. This is Doom's Watchdog. The Watchdog takes his mighty boot and crushes Terrax, the Herald of Galactus. He now turns his attention towards a more worthy foe. We discover that Franklin Storm is the puppet master, and his puppet is the World Eater. Franklin taunts Ben Grimm to challenge his mount. Ben obliges. Susan is distraught. Her friend Ben has left the wall and is in heated combat with her son Franklin. She begs Doom to do something, anything, stop this war, put an end to it. But Doom does not move a muscle. Grimm was the shield, and if the shield has fallen... Far towards the south, an enormous dust cloud heralds the Annihilation Horde, with Thanos the Mad Titan riding into battle. This is it. This is the signal Doom had anticipated. He is now ready to join the war. God is here. God Doom, Franklin's father, is ready, and he isn't in a good mood. Franklin harbors the same anger and blasts Ben Grimm in the shoulders. Grimm pauses for a brief second. He now understands that Franklin is Doom's son. That can only mean one thing. Franklin is Susan's kid. Ben lets his guard down. He will not strike the boy, and he tells the Son of God to do what he gotta do. Susan is devastated by the destruction of her home and her friend Ben, but her daughter, Valeria, does not share the same feeling. It's some show, Valeria states. The spectacle of it, like theater. The daughter turns towards the mother. Do you love me more than anything, no matter what? Susan says what any mother would say. Yes, of course she does. Then come with me, the daughter states. Elsewhere, Peter Quill is hard at work trying to get his ship to be functional again, but the Black Swan makes her appearance. Quill's idle threat does not sway her as the Black Swan destroys the floor, forcing Star-Lord to plummet towards the floor below. Quill's spleen is broken, and he is probably bleeding internally, but he covets a toothpick he brought from the 616. Quill continues to threaten the Swan, but this time, his pick is the weapon of choice. Fool, the Swan states. You are bleeding on my god throne, little man. Time to die. Say hello to my little friend. Wait for it. Wait for it.
I am Groot.
Valeria and Susan ran from their crumbling home. The World Tree just gained sentience and is now walking away. Valeria explains to her mother that they have been lied to. Doom isn't a god. She takes Susan towards the source of God Doom's power, only to find that someone else is already there. Valeria! I guess I shouldn't be so surprised. Hello, Susan. Doom stands between his land and the raging horde of annihilation. Thanos presents himself. The two tyrannical gods stand face to face. Doom begins with offering a large piece of land and appointing Thanos as one of his new barons. But Thanos declines. The Mad Titan was once a god as well, when he wielded the Infinity Gauntlet. Doom is a weak god, a pretender. Doom should bow before Thanos. And do you have an Infinity Gauntlet now? Doom states. God himself reaches deep and pulls out the bones of the Mad Titan. God made a judgment and another foe has been judged. God now turns towards Annihilus. With Thanos gone, Annihilus bends the knee. Doom is owed penance for this indulgence, and now he demands for his renewed servant to turn the Annihilation Wave towards those who would seek to usurp Doom's throne. Elsewhere in the battlefield, the war rages on and bodies are starting to pile, but suddenly a doorway opens up and even God himself is shocked. The zombies have arrived at last with their new leader. Victor! Your reign is over, and it ends with us! What's going on, guys? Welcome to Comic Island. My name is Joey and today we are reviewing and recapping Secret Wars issue 8. Now I got a bunch of great things I can say about this issue, but no comic is without sin, so there are quite a few bad things. Let's get into some of that. Okay, so holy cow, this issue started off sprinting till the very end. I loved it, but then again, it's a couple months too late. As of right now, we are well into 3rd or 4th issues in a new universe after Battleworld, so I feel like I'm reading something in the past. Secret Wars did such a great job building up momentum. I enjoyed every issue, but once the new comics rolled out telling us the stories on how the world is 8 months later, I lost a bit of interest. I gotta be serious, guys. I lost a lot of interest. And lest we forget, this series was supposed to be 8 issues long. It's now 9 issues. So when the 9th issue rolls out, will I still be interested? I probably will, but then we get a sneak peek at Marvel's 2016 event Civil Wars 2 and Apocalypse Wars for all you X-Men fans. Marvel is stuffing a lot of information down our throats, so it's hard to stay focused in one single event. So as of right now, I am still enjoying the ride, but I think it's about time the ride ended so we can move on to more epic stories. Okay, so that's enough venting out of me. Let's get into a few things that stood out in this issue for me. So we finally get to see Franklin taking on a more action-packed role. I loved how they scaled it up a huge amount by pitting an oversized Ben Grimm against the World Eater himself. It's like the Power Rangers all over again. Then there's this Game of Thrones and Lord of the Rings theme in the entire battle world, so it's no surprise we get more armies coming to the battle. First we got the entire Annihilation Wave and Thanos is leading them. I love how we got a panel of all this dust and the rumbling signals the Annihilation Wave has just arrived. And then to top it off, we get Black Panther and Namor leading an ocean of zombies. Oh my god, that's just an epic last page to such an action-packed issue and I loved it. But okay, let's backtrack for a little bit. I love the scene where Thanos and Doom are having a testosterone battle, and then Doom kills the Mad Titan. Now, this is where I felt it went south. I don't know how I truly feel about Thanos' death. Terrax got squished by Galactus, and that's fine because I don't think Terrax is coming back. Ben Grimm got blown up, but we already know that he will survive Battleworld. We know he goes on to travel with the Guardians of the Galaxy. And this brings me back to Cyclops and Doctor Strange. Strange is alive after Battleworld, which we still don't know how or why. But Cyclops gets the short end of the stick. He is still dead. But how he died is still a mystery. None of the comics I've read pointed to Battleworld, but in the Extraordinary X-Men, we find out that Cyclops somehow got revived after Secret Wars, he attacks the Inhumans, and he got killed doing so. So this brings me back to Thanos' death. This doesn't mean anything. For such a high-profile villain, this just means that he is off the Battleworld chess game and he will return to give problems to Star-Lord and his Guardians. So the best part of this issue for me is Peter Quill. He finally gets his 15 minutes of fame. I love scenes like this where the villain is clearly winning and the hero takes out a hidden trump card and wins the fight. But in this scenario, Quill's toothpick is Groot, and he creates a gigantic mega crew to fight for the good guys. I think I can die happy now. Okay, but that's just my opinion. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think about Secret Wars issue 8? Please let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time in another Comic Island video.